Here's the house. And the house has what's called ground. So all of your outlets have those three. The ground is that thing in the center, and then the hot and neutral on the either side.
Okay.
So if you see the outlet looks like this. One is ground, that's always ground, and one is hot and one is neutral. If you look at the outlets, the one that's longer than the others is actually hot.
Okay.
So the long one is hot, and the shorter one is neutral. What happens is when the person is kind of going to get electrocuted, the way that a person gets electrocuted is if they become a source of a short between hot and ground. So that's what you want to avoid. So if someone walks up to a wire that's hot and they're standing on the ground and they touch it, they'll feel the electricity because it'll pass from hot to ground. You want it to go hot to neutral, not hot to ground, because hot to ground kills people and causes fires. You know, you see these fires in California,
Yeah.
it's because these lines are hot. If they fall to the ground, they hit the ground and make connection, and then it starts a fire. So what happens with a GFCI is it actually has a ground connection, and it measures the power that comes in that's hot and what goes out to neutral. So this is hot and this is neutral. So it measures hot to neutral. So it's always measuring what current is coming in that direction. So let's say that there's 5 amps of current coming in. It looks to see if 5 amps of current comes out. Current is the same as like water. So it's like if 4 ounces of water goes in, 4 ounces has to come out per second or whatever. If not, then there's a leak. If there's a leak, it must have gone to ground. So what a GFCI does is it measures these two. And if there's a difference, if this 5 amp is coming in and 4 amps is going out, it triggers, says, uh-oh, something's wrong. There's a leak to ground. So it shuts the power off.
Okay, to protect the rest of the house.
Right. Because if you were here and you were touching ground and you touched hot, now instead of 5 amps going out, 5 amps is coming out and 5 amps is going to ground and 0 is here and it shuts it off. Because it says something's going on. It's not supposed to go to ground. It's supposed to go back to neutral.
Yeah.
So that's all it does. What this thing will do, if I push this button, is it'll take some of this current that's coming into hot and it'll push it to ground. And it should shut the GFCI off.
Okay.
And it doesn't cause any fires or anything, but it just kind of does that to make sure